everybody. Michaela and I are back to do another video that is actually not an introduction video. Imagine that. I found this video. I actually found it, which if you are surprised why I'm making this much fuss about it, you should go back to Michaela's blog and see that. So anyways, this is the Unpopular Opinions book tag, and I found it on Cuddlebuggery, which is a blog that I follow. And so Kat at the end of her video said that, she forgot to tag people, but say that you were tagged by me if you want to do it. So we want to do it. So I'm saying, thanks, Kat.
Giving us an in.
Yeah. So I'm Gretchen from My Life as a Notebook, and you're, there on my blog, maybe. Maybe not. You may also be on Michaela's YouTube channel.
Which is the Pied Piper Calls. It's the same as my blog, where I also talk about books and stuff. Yeah. We do things.
We do things sometimes. So this is going to be filled with a lot of definitely unpopular opinions.
That's what it's for.
That's what it's for. So right off the bat, we just want to say our views don't represent any other views. They might be a little bit controversial to you. We don't mean to be mean to like your favorite author maybe, but everybody has their own opinions, and we're just sharing ours, hopefully in a humorous way.
Yes. Entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment. So yeah. Everyone is allowed to love what they love and hate what they hate.
Yeah.
So
to each their own.
Yeah. So the first question, just right off the bat, there is a popular book or series that you didn't like. And for me, I'm going to have to go with The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins.
That's what I was going to say.
Really?
Actually, yes.
This is like one of the few times you will ever see us agreeing on anything. My reason, at least, was that I was bored. I felt like her writing style for such an intense topic really just was kind of boring to me, and it actually made sense more when I found out that she actually was a screenwriter and wrote for screen, because those books translated so wonderfully to movies. Because I actually like the movies. But yeah, I was just bored. Honestly, I didn't even read Mockingjay.
Is this the last one?
Yeah.
I haven't read that one
Nope,
either.
didn't even care enough to. I was like, man, I'll just watch when the movies come out.
Yep, exactly.
Now I don't even care. I haven't even watched part 1, even though I like the movies. I'm like, I'll wait for part 2, and then just watch them. Yeah. Sorry. Not for me.
Alright, so that we don't rehash stuff, I would agree, and probably for about the same reason that Gretchen just said. I'll say that I didn't like a popular series. Now I have to think of a new one. Okay, hold on, give me a sec. Oh no. Trying to think of one that isn't YA, right?
What's popular for other people?
Popular book. I got this. Hold on.
I didn't like the book thief.
I was alright with the book thief. Can I? No, I'm trying to be non-YA here because I don't want to pick on YA. I'm going to try and pick an adult book that I didn't like, that a bunch of other people like. The problem here is that I'm very picky about what I read. So it's very rare for me to not like something because I just won't pick it up if it doesn't sound like something I'll like. I'm going to have to go YA because that's the books that I read that I don't like. And I didn't want to, but I will. The Ugly series by Scott Westerfeld. I read the first book and couldn't get past that point. And to me, it felt like a lot of author intervention in that.
I've never read them.
Yeah, a lot of people loved them. One of my best friends from high school really loved all of them, and she was like, you have to read this. And I read the first one and went, no. So that one, and I didn't want to go YA, but Ugly series by Scott Westerfeld, I did not enjoy. Okay, so now it's the opposite. A popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate, but you love. Do you have one of those? I can talk about Twilight. I'll put myself there.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone hates Twilight. They hate it so much. And I agree, it's not a good book series, but I enjoyed it when I read it at 13 or whatever. I feel like it is a very important book because it got a lot of people who weren't reading into reading or back into reading, who had lapsed out of it. No, they're not the best books ever. Are there a lot of problems? Yes. Was I really frustrated that there was never actually a fight scene in that last book? Yes. But I also enjoyed them as I read them, and so I'm going to say that I liked Twilight when I read it. Would I read it now? No. But when I read it, I liked it, so there's that.
I'm not sure if this is one, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I was homeschooled, so like this, but I really loved the Aragon series by Christopher Paolini, and everyone that I would talk to would be like, oh my god, those books are so terribly written, and the movie was so bad, and it just seemed like there was a lot of...
The movie was really
The movie was terrible. The movie was...
Yeah. And I can actually say, I think I only read the first two, because the third one took forever to come out, and then I was like past the point where I would have been interested in reading them.
Well, for me, I'm pretty sure if I tried to reread them now, I would have a similar reaction to Twilight. I'm not sure I'd like them so much, but when I first read that and I heard the story about how he's a 15-year-old who got the book published, I was 12 at the time, and that inspired me to write my first novel. And then also really got my brother, my brother's 2 years younger, and he never got into reading at all. He read Magic Treehouse and stuff, but it never really clicked until he read Aragon, and then he became like me, like devouring everything in sight. So it was like a bonding moment as well as an inspiration to me, and I think that even though I endured a lot of like hate over the years really liking that series, that I still really remember it really fondly for me.
Yeah, that's good.
So this question is hilarious. A love triangle where the main character ended up with a person you did not want them to end up with, so there's going to be spoilers. Yeah. Everybody just hang on, going to be spoilers. Yeah. Or an OTP that you didn't like, because I know you don't maybe read a lot of love triangle things. I am going to have to go with a series that isn't over yet, so fair warning. It is actually Cressley Cole's Arcana Chronicles series. I just read The Dead of Winter before I left for school, and I have never been so viciously angry about the choice of the love triangle, and like I'm just hopeful because the series isn't over yet, and like it really does seem like there's a setup maybe for her to go to this other guy, and that's what I'm hoping for. But right now she's chosen this other guy because she was the first one he loved, and that's literally, so yeah, spoilers for that. But like that's such a dumb reasoning when the other guy is actually, the other guy who was set up as a villain is actually the better love interest. I don't understand that at all. Yeah. I shouldn't even like Cressley Cole, but so love the series. Was viciously angry about that choice. Viciously angry.
So mad. So like Gretchen said, I don't read a lot of books with love triangles in them, so I'm gonna go with an OTP, and not like an in the book OTP, but like an OTP that people like really love and like use a lot in the fandom, and that's gonna be Hermione and Draco Malfoy. I do not understand anybody with Draco Malfoy. Draco Malfoy from the movie is attractive, but Draco Malfoy in the book is like the worst person that he does not deserve any relationships. And people who are like, no, it's the love-hate relationship that he needs to learn to like not care about pure blood. And I'm like, no, he would be like such an abusive boyfriend that like especially for a character as like she can. I could see her being evil in another life because she's so smart, but in this instance, he would be so detrimental to her psyche that, like, I can't even for, like,
I don't even think she wouldn't even, like, want to do that. She'd just be like, no, my, like, retribution thing stopped at a house elves. You were, like, dirtier than a house elf. Go away. Just go away.
Ew. Yeah. So, like, I can't, and I don't understand how people ship that. I don't get it. Anybody with Draco. Harry with Draco. Don't know. Draco needs to go off in a little corner by himself and cry. And that's where he'll stay. I'm mean. That was mean. But he's like a really bad character. Not like bad character, but like bad boy. Bad boy. The next question is a popular or beloved genre that you hardly reach for. fantasy for me. I don't read fantasy. Is that your choice as well, Gretchen?
No,
Okay.
I am a fantasy reader. That's all I read. Away, heathen.
Okay, epic fantasy. Let me amend this to epic fantasy. I can't do it. I can't. I tried George R. R. Martin. I could not. I really like Patrick Rothfuss's books. Those I can read, but even those, I need to be, like, in the mood for that because it's so much. So long. The, like, time it takes is terrible. Also, doorbell. Hashtag lives in an apartment with other people.
Can I tell you a story about trying to read Dance with Dragons?
Yes, go ahead.
I was reading it at the time because my then boyfriend was hugely obsessed with them, and I was like, well, I guess just read them because you don't speak anything other than Dothraki when we're together. So I was reading Dance with Dragons, and I actually fell asleep, but I was reading, like, lying back in bed with the book over my face, so I dropped it, and dropped it on my face.
No.
And I had, like, raccoon bruises from that. It was really bad. And then he was like, how did you get that bruise? And I had to be like, I walked into a door, because I didn't want to say that I had fallen asleep reading the book.
No.
So, yeah, that would actually
To be fair, I literally fell asleep playing Minecraft with my boyfriend, my now ex-boyfriend, but I literally fell asleep playing Minecraft. Like, I had to actively be engaged with that, and I fell asleep, so try to do things that boys like. It's not always good.
You boys.
It's not always helpful. You boys.
You boys. Anyways, my popular book genre is probably also epic fantasy as well, like high fantasy, that whole thing. I actually did read all of George R. R. Martin's books, but for that purpose, we've tried to do a couple for book club, actually, and there's both of us just sitting there going, oh my god, I just get so bored. I'm like, get to the sword fighting and the magic and the dragons. Stop telling me about this thing that his great-grandfather did when he was 4 for like 27 pages. That it has nothing to do with anything. Like, why is this here? I totally respect authors who write that. That is really amazing to me that they have that much ability to, like, world build and think things through and, like, really complicated plots and everything like that. But I'm just like, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. Anyways, back for more hate. A popular or beloved character that you do not like.
Are you going to say Bobby Pendragon at me right now, or are you looking at me to give an answer?
I'm looking at you to give an answer.
Oh, okay.
I like a popular or beloved character that you do not like. Okay. Since I do, Bella Swan.
That's
a
popularly disliked character, though.
I know, but it's so bad. So, okay, you want me to think of a different one?
No, you can go with that.
I mean, there are a lot of people that love those books, and that's fine. I love them, like I said earlier. I love them through Eclipse. When Breaking Dawn came out, that's the title of that one, right?
Yes.
I read that, and I was like, oh my god. Oh no. I was like a splash of water on my face. Like, what have I been doing?
Yeah.
She is the single most boring character ever put to paper.
Yeah. She's the center of a harem, though. Like, in the harem trope, you're supposed to put yourself there, which is why you make them purposefully bland, so that you can put yourself there. But yes, I agree. She's probably the blandest character.
I mean, she's the only one I can also think of right now. I tend to be very, very easy to sway by the author in general.
Not to go back into the Harry Potter train, but Snape, for me, so many people got on the Snape train when it was like, oh, he was in love. And, like, I was like, he was a dick. Like, James was a dick little kid, but at least he, like, had character growth and was able to, like, recognize his wrongs, whereas, like, Snape just got bitter and old and, like, creepy and mean. And you're like, well, he was, like, a double agent the whole time. I'm like, I don't know necessarily that I believe that. I believe that he didn't know what he wanted to do, and I'm not on the Snape train. I don't think it was cute. Either. I don't think it was cute that he loved Harry's mother for that long. It's kind of creepy and gross. So I'm not on the Snape train.
And also, he was, like, willing to sacrifice James and Harry to save Lily, which isn't, like, that's not love of her. That's, like, creepy possession.
Yeah. Not on the Snape train. So what? A popular author that you can't seem to get into.
John Green, John Green, John Green, John Green! He seems like the most wonderful person online. Like I love and the science channels and all that other stuff that they do. Like that's really cool. And I like the things that he said. And there's been some issues. Blah blah blah. Him as a person, fine, great. His books make me think of him as the Nicholas Sparks of YA. Yeah. Someone always has cancer. Someone is always dying, and it's never really done all that well. Yeah. Actually, if you're looking for a great cover-by-cover read of The Fault in Our Stars, you should check out our friend Casey at The Drunk Librarian, who literally just sums up all of my hate and so many feels as she went chapter by chapter that book on her blog. But I just can't do it. And people say, well, some of his other books are better, and
Will Grayson is a good book, but not because of John Green. That's because of David Levithan.
I don't know. Oh, God, no. The cancer patients kissing in the Holocaust Museum.
So I'm going to say an author, it's not because I dislike him, but it's because for some reason I can't get into him. It's Patrick Ness, and this is a YA author. And I read A Monster Calls, and I really loved A Monster Calls, but none of his other books have really been calling me to want to read. And so many people really loved that first trilogy that he put out with it's really popular on BookTube, or at least the YA part of BookTube. People really love I don't remember, I think it's A Monster Calls is his children's one, and that one's a picture book, and I really love that. And then there's The Ask and the Answer and The Knife of Never Letting Go, I think it's the first one maybe. It's a series with a male protagonist, young boy, in a world where there are no women, and the boys then hear each other's thoughts or something. I couldn't get into it, and he just had a book come out, which I think is called More Than This, which is about a kid that dies, ? And I couldn't read that as either. It's just not calling out to me, and so many people I hear really loving it. And it's not that I disliked what I read of his, I just haven't felt the need to read more, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how else to say that. But yeah.
A popular book trope that you are tired of seeing. If you are watching this on my blog, if you can access my blog, just search in my search tab. Love triangles. Love triangles. I have ranted so many damn times about these damn love triangles that are in every damn book, and even show up in books that could have been good, but you can honestly see where the editor was like, I need to make money off you, so we're going to shoehorn into your good plot a really bad love triangle that doesn't make any sense, and they don't even matter, because usually from page 1, when the author introduces both of them, you can tell which one they're going to end up with and which one they're not going to be, and then you just set up there's a good guy and the bad guy, and of course, everyone loves a bad boy, so of course that's sexually attracting, but then she's like, no, I have to go with the good guy. I don't like them, and I think they're dumb. And especially if we're trying to teach teenage girls body positivity or anything like that. I mean, it's hard enough to get one boy to think that you're pretty. You want to.
I've never been in a life where two boys are nah, I want her.
I really
doesn't exist in my life, really.
No. And if it
especially if the girl likes one clearly more than the other one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what is that teaching anyone? What is that showing? And okay, Michaela's already had to help me once, so I'm just going to put over here.
Tropes that I dislike, orphans. The orphan savior protagonist. Why?
You mean Bobby Penrose?
He's not, yes, but no. Literally,
Check out Nostalgia Junkie.
Why do we have the constant need to kill parents unless it's just a way to, add drama to the character? And even then, it's not good drama. We don't need to constantly kill all of our heroes' parents to
honestly,
make things...
it's just easy. It's easier for the protagonist to go out on a great adventure without having to deal with parents, which is just...
It's lazy. Come on. I'm tired of it. have cool parents. The only like argument I can sometimes see is like people being worried that their stories can't happen if there are parents, but think of like a more interesting way to get around that. Like they're away for the summer, their parents are going on a trip somewhere for work. There's like so many other things that parents can be doing. They could be distracted by work, like literally anything that would make them just not dead. Like why? Why are they always dead? Stop doing that. Please. Please. You hate love triangles more than I hate orphans, though.
I hate them. You don't understand. I've literally stopped picking up books that are like, and I'm like, nope, you've mentioned 2 guys' names, and now I'm done.
No
I'm leaving.
orphans.
Goodbye.
Okay, how about a popular series that you have no interest in reading at all?
It's probably sad that, I mean, okay, I don't know how many of the ones that I'm thinking of count as popular. But like,
George R. R. Martin, no thanks. That's my answer. I have no interest. I've tried the first one several times. I can't get past page 100. I just can't. I can't do it. I have no interest at this point. I've watched the TV show for the most part. I think I haven't seen the last season, but like I've watched the TV show and I've enjoyed that. But like I can't do the books. I can't do it. That's my contribution.
oh, you know what? Okay, I figured it out. Usually I'm a huge proponent of saying that if you're going to watch the movies, you should read the books at some point to see how bad Hollywood is fucked up. Like, let's talk about the Insurgent movie for a second. Anyways. And now Legion is going to be 2 parts, and it's because,
Harry Potter, why'd you set that standard?
God damn it. Anyways, the Maze Runner series became a set of movies. And I really, really like the guy who plays the main character. I watched Teen Wolf when it was good, and he was like the reason I hung on for so long because I loved him so much. But I have no intention of seeing those movies, and I have no intention of reading those books. Maybe it's because I'm so sick and tired of dystopia right now, and I really don't want to read another one of the same kind of setup. And I mean, there's also the fact that my brother read them and he didn't like them at all.
My sister read them and really liked them, but she
Really?
read them when she was like 9.
Yeah, no, my brother
It's
just
like for a much younger, sort of.
I just like, I really, when they first came out, I was like, I'm going to watch the movies and I'm going to read these books. And as it's gone on, I've just been like, I'm just not into it. Yeah. Although talking about movies, the last question for this tag is, the saying goes that the book is always better than the movie, which it is. But what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? And I'm going to call us out right now and say Lord of the Rings is the easy answer.
Yeah, I'll second that. Lord of the Rings is the easy answer. I actually wrote a blog post where I think I talked about 5 different movies or TV shows that I really liked, which I can link below so that you can hear more of my thoughts. But one of the ones that I talked about is The Princess Bride. It's not that I disliked the Princess Bride book, but the Princess Bride movie has a much different tone, and I prefer the funny tone to the more serious fantasy tone that the book has. And I think that it actually adds a lot to the story, and therefore the movie did it better than the book. So that's my argument. It's not that the book is bad, per se, it's just that the movie's better. And there are other ones that I think the same or similar things too. Yeah. There's a lot of
Game of Thrones as well.
Game
really,
of Thrones,
have both to say about that. I've also already said that I think that The Hunger Games makes a better movie than it does books, with plot point exceptions. Like, let's not talk about Gale, and how that was set up. But I don't. This also might be an unpopular opinion, and I'm really sad that we will never see a sequel to this. But the Vampire Academy movie that they made, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's better than the book, but it was a pretty faithful adaptation, and it was also a lot of fun. And I feel so bad that that movie was so poorly marketed for what it's like. Literally, all of the trailers weren't what that movie was. So if you were worried about that, I do recommend going and finding it and watching it. Because they picked really good actors for the characters. I had some issues with the person who played Lissa, but she was really good, and I'm so sad that we won't see a sequel because it didn't do so well, but I really do think that the fault of that is all in the marketing, not the actual movie, because I really thought the movie was a good time.
I feel like there are a lot of movies or TV shows that I could say that are like not at all accurate representations of the books, but are good film or television. Like it's a good adaptation, and it's not the book. So if you're gonna go into it and get mad about it not being the book, then don't watch this. But there are so many things that I like enjoyed because it's not the books. Like I really like the Vampire Diaries TV show. It's garbage and it's not anything at all like the books, but it's fun and silly and dramatic. Ian Somerhalder forever.
Yeah. But that's why I like the Vampire Academy movie. It was faithful as an adaptation can be, because obviously you can never fit a full book, even though Vampire Academy was in a big book. You can never put all that nuance into a movie. It's just not how that works. It's why we have the two different mediums. But
you can do a lot of really cool different things with the two things. You wouldn't want to, well, I mean, I guess some people do want the same thing over again, but I feel like there's a lot good that can come from a different thing. You can learn different things about different characters and explore different things when you have those different mediums and such. That was it. That was tag.
Yeah, you've seen us kind of, well, okay, I say us, I mean me, mostly, rant loudly. But I hope that you've been entertained as we have done so, and thank you for watching.